known as the miter saw. Cuts like a ninja, slice like a razor blade. Get it? Ice, ice, baby. Okay. So what does the chop saw do? Cuts board to length. Against the grain. This is important. It doesn't cut boards to width. It cuts board to length, which is against the grain. It cuts angles, also against the grain. It does not cut with the grain. The parts of the chop saw are easy. You've got a handle and trigger. Pull that, makes the saw blade spin. You've got a guard. The guard encases and shrouds the blade, keeps you from getting cut. The blade, which is inside of the guard. The fence, which holds the wood straight. And the table, which holds the wood down. The rules of the chop saw are easy. You can only cut against the grain. The wood for this class must be at least 12 inches long. You cannot cut less than 12 inches long on the chop saw. The wood must come into contact with the fence and the table at all times. Your left hand always has to be on the wood. Your right hand always on the trigger. You never cross your arms. You pull the blade slowly out all the way. Push the blade down all the way. Then push the blade in all the way in order to make a cut. Let's check out the chop saw in action.
We're just going to do a regular straight cut. Well, okay, lay your piece of wood in there, wherever you want, wherever it has to be, and then just like that.
He cut it a little bit too quick.
It's a relatively simple
you guys are going to need to go much more slowly
however,
and controlled.
If you have to cut a piece like this and it's small, be really careful. Honestly, if you have another way of cutting it besides putting it in the chop saw, because the smaller the pieces get, the more dangerous it is. Now, believe me, it may look not all that complicated, but when you start dealing with these smaller pieces and they can get caught in there, this tool will throw that piece of wood back at you so fast, so quick, you won't know what happened.
It's called a kickback.
Let me show you. Saw is definitely what it is. Chop fingers off. Anything. It's a dangerous tool. It definitely can hurt you, so you got to be really careful. Don't go fast. If you're in a rush using a chop saw, well, simply don't use it because it will chop your fingers off. I still have them.
I'm not quite sure why he's wearing fur on his neck like that, but he's got some good points. Cut slowly, cut accurately, be careful with it. It can kick back on you. You really need to make sure you're paying attention when you use the saw. If you have any questions about the rules and regulations, be sure to see me about them. You've got a test to take on this saw. You have to pass the test with a 95% in order to use it. Any questions, let me know.